Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, the 22nd day of May. It's National Craft Distillery Day. It's also World Paloma Day. I'm not sure what that is. I don't even know how to say it.
Paloma?
Paloma, World Paloma Day.
Okay.
National Maritime Day. National Solitaire Day. You know what? You got me hooked on that.
I know. You play that all the time.
I never used to. And then Heidi, I was playing it while we were on an airplane. I was like, hey, can I play that? And then I downloaded it to my phone. I need to delete that app. Solitaire.
I have to do that a lot. I get these apps, and I'm like, I need to take that off because I clearly have no self-control.
Me neither. National Buy a Musical Instrument Day, National Vanilla Pudding Day, and Emergency Medical Services for Children Day. All of these things happening on this Wednesday, the 22nd day of May. Also, I've got a super-duper guest today. People who are fans of country music know the name Randy Travis, and the cool thing is, even if you're not a country fan...
Exactly. I'm not a country fan, and I still know Randy Travis.
Because he's, in addition to being one of the best, he's Grammy Award winner, Country Music Hall of Famer. He's also an actor. Well, there's a new book about his life called Forever and Ever, Amen, a memoir of music, faith, and braving the storms of life. We're going to have Randy on the phone. We're going to be visiting mainly with his wife, Mary, but Randy will be there as well, they said. So we're going to be chatting with them on the program about this book later in the program.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A new survey revealed that 51% of Americans use a dip in the pool as an alternative to bathing after going to the gym. I've seen that done. I've
seen that done.
So after working out, exercising, or outdoor work, if you're guilty of this, remember 40% of adults also admit to peeing in the pool. So, you know... Those of you who think you're getting clean, well, depending on whose pool it is, maybe not. But I've done that before. Be at the gym working out, and then I'll go, you know what, I'll go for a swim. That's nice and refreshing. And then I get out of the pool. I'm like, I don't need a shower because I just got out of the pool. Apparently I do. Doesn't sound like things are going well. 51% of Americans admit to that, though. So you're not alone.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
And this is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A Colorado man burglarized a polygamous compound in southwestern South Dakota. Let's pause for a second. I didn't even know they had those in South Dakota. That's my home state.
I had no idea there were polygamy
is
compounds.
Not a big thing there. If it is, this is West River. So again, I don't know, maybe that's happening. The Rapid City Journal reported 29-year-old Wade Bird pled guilty to drug, burglary, and theft conspiracy charges. This happened in January of 2018. Tried to steal some stuff there from a place called the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, FLDS. It says here he's facing prosecution and allegedly violated a protection order, and he's being a fugitive from justice, so he was on the run. But there were drugs and burglary and theft all involved.
Wow,
so.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Kylie Jenner received a nice purse from her baby daddy and her boyfriend, Travis Scott, for Mother's Day. It was a $72,000 purse. Yeah, the look on Heidi's face right now. A $72,000 purse.
Ooh,
I don't know. Don't you even start expecting that kind of stuff from me.
I wouldn't even want
something like that. I got you a purse
like
one time, a custom-made purse, a lady that was local when we lived in the area that made that purse for you. It was beautiful. It was not $72,000. If it was, you probably would have not been happy with me because
I definitely would have not been happy with you. That's ridiculous.
It's a Hermes bag with a pink crocodile gold hardware. I don't know what that
Wow.
means.
Wow.
Olivia Jade, she's the one who is the daughter of Lori Loughlin.
Yes.
So even though all this stuff is going on with her mom, she was seen partying all week last week in Los Angeles.
So what? It
So-
doesn't. I mean, of course she's gonna be out partying. What else would she do? She doesn't have to go to
phase her.
college.
Yeah, apparently not. Critics are calling the new John Wick movie bloody, brainless, and fun. So apparently there's John Wick 3. We saw 1 and 2.
Halle Berry is in it.
Is she? We've
Looks
not
like
seen
she
it.
plays a pretty cool character.
All right, we'll have to check it out. It's bloody, brainless, and fun. This is today's Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, your scoop of the day brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. An electronic billboard burst into flame in Times Square on Saturday. Luckily, nobody was injured. I've never seen that happen before. Have you? You think about it. It's electricity going to the billboards, so that could happen. It did happen. Have you ever seen anything like that, Heidi?
No.
Nor have I.
No, I have not.
People of Iceland are very upset with Justin Bieber. I think we mentioned this like a month or two ago. He filmed a video in a protected canyon.
Oh yeah,
It's,
yeah. That was a long time ago.
FJADDRAGLJUFUR. Pretty sure I got that right. That's where he filmed. It's now become a massive tourist attraction, and they're not happy. They say at least 10,000 people a month are visiting this place because of the Biebs, because of
Okay.
Justin Bieber. Guys,
But if people are visiting that place, then they're also visiting your establishment.
they're all mad at him. I'm like, these people are going to buy gas and food and all kinds of stuff. So
But I mean, depending on if people are trashing it. I mean, if it's
Well, hopefully
protected,
not.
are they littering? Are
I
they,
don't
you
know.
know?
Put up a sign that says no littering. And also put a sign next to it that says no signs. I don't know. Also in the news, since we've talked about Bieber, he's a music person. Madonna is a music person as well. At least the older people out here, us, we all know. Youngsters, maybe not so much. She's not doing so hot with the younger crowd. But Madonna's dancers on stage recently, one wearing an Israeli flag, one wearing a Palestine flag, they hugged during the Tel Aviv concert. And she said, we didn't even plan that. That just happened.
Sure, it did.
Sure. But this is the other Madonna story. She was banned entry at an Israeli venue for an unsigned contract. Like, she didn't sign something. They're like, you can't get in. So they made her apparently sign the contract before
Well, yeah.
they would let her in.
Good for them.
And that's news. I think that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Burger King is going to start delivering Whoppers to drivers stuck in traffic in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's cool.
So are they
How
gonna
are they going to get to them?
Send it by drone, do you think? Or-
Motorcycle.
I don't know. I can't even imagine. For those of you who've never been to Los Angeles, if you've never, ever been in that traffic, let me tell you, as someone who's sat in that traffic before, I don't go there often, thank goodness, but when I do, I could never live there. I just
No.
can't even
Oh,
imagine.
gosh. No.
Yeah, that's just, it's crazy. So now BK is going to try to maybe make the traffic jam a little less jammy by saying, hey, we're going to deliver food to you at least.
Little
So-
less jammy,
Yeah,
huh?
little
Is that a
less jammy.
thing?
I don't know. Maybe not. New survey ranked Long Island as the least sexy accent in America. Well, that's not nice. I like the Long Island accent.
I
by
do
the
too.
way.
I think it's really
awesome.
fun.
Jersey has the second least sexy accent. Alaska came in at the bottom of the list. California Valley Girl accent is also on the bottom of the list. Who do you think has the sexiest accent according to the survey?
In the world or just in the U.S.?
United States. Sexiest United States accent. What comes from where?
I have no idea.
Y'all say Texas, you'd be right. Texas
Are you
has...
kidding?
Oh, come on. Think of Matthew McConaughey and you tell me that you don't think that's a
No.
little sexy. You don't think so? You don't think
No.
that's sexy?
The way he talks, I think he sounds kind of dumbed down.
Would you just stop it? He does not.
He's sexy. He's
Uh-huh.
good looking, but
That's
his
the-
voice is not.
Okay, but that's what they were going for is the sexy accent, apparently.
There's sexy
Oh, no.
people from everywhere.
Well, not me. Don't look at me. I'm not sexy. A new study from London declared that snake bites are the world's biggest hidden health crisis. What? Snake bites? Are there a lot? Does that happen a lot?
It must.
Apparently, it's the world's
But
biggest.
it's hidden, so we wouldn't know
health
about
crisis.
it.
Two art. We're going to get all. I'm going to raise my pinky while I'm talking here for a minute. Rabbit sculpture by artist Jeffrey Koons recently sold for $91 million. Yeah, an auction in New York City.
rabbit?
A rabbit sculpture.
All right.
So if you see a chisel and a hammer laying in the other room, I'm starting to work on a rabbit sculpture.
All
I'm
right.
also going to try to paint me a Monet painting. I guess that's going to be kind of hard. Claude Monet was a painter. He was famous for many paintings, but he's got one called Haystacks, a series of paintings called Haystacks. That sold for $110.7 million at a New York City auction.
How?
Yeah, so we need to get a little more sophisticated, Heidi. I'm going to paint some stuff and sculpt
Wouldn't it
some
be
stuff.
nice to have that kind of money
Yeah.
to just say,
Well,
yeah,
Claude
I'll
Monet's
just
been
drop
dead for
this
years, so-
on
Yeah.
a painting.
Yeah, even if I did, I could not pay that much for a painting. What would happen if something happened?
Well, you have it insured if
yeah,
it would get
I just
stolen or something.
That's a bad idea. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day on the John and Heidi Show.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a special guest joining us today, one of the biggest names in country music ever, Randy Travis. He and his wife are on the line right now. There's a new book out called Forever and Ever Amen, a memoir of music, faith, and braving the storms of life. Mary, how are you?
Doing fine, thank you very much. Randy is with us also.
Well, hello, Randy. How are you, sir?
Good.
Very good. Now, the book just came out. It's an awesome book, and it's doing really well. That's got to make you guys feel pretty darn good, doesn't it?
Well, it is. It's a wonderful book. Ken Abraham did a beautiful job of taking Randy's colorful life and putting it in book form. He spent hours and hours combing through articles and charts and data from way back when and putting them together and coming back to Randy and confirming stories and getting new ones. It was a daunting task on his behalf, and he did a beautiful job with it, brought his heart to the table, and we are so proud of the book, and I think relieved to have a book out, in Randy's words, telling his story the way he wanted it told.
I think that's fantastic. And again, the book is called Forever and Ever Amen, a memoir of music, faith, and braving the storms of life. And Randy's had more than one storm in his life, hasn't he?
Yes, ironic that his first album was called Storms of Life, isn't it?
It is. And something that I just love about Randy is in life, when he's gotten knocked down, he's gotten back up again. So many times we get knocked down, but it's really important to get back up again, isn't it?
Exactly, and I think that's what we want the book to remind people that, yeah, it doesn't matter who you are in this world. None of us get out of it unscathed, and none of us have a perfect life, and even with his fame and fortune, which is not something that he set out to do when he started playing music. He did it because he loved it. He loved his fans. And the story that we want people to know is that he's had his heart broken. He has been on top of the mountains. He's been down in the valleys. He has the same struggles that everybody else has, and he wants everybody to understand that and to understand that you can keep moving, putting one foot in front of the other, that you can overcome any obstacle. I mean, he's been in all kinds of car wrecks, motorcycle accidents, the stroke. He's a testimony to a lot of folks. So rough relationships, medical, physical. He's an inspiration.
Absolutely. Again, right now visiting with Mary, and Randy Travis is with her as well in the room. The new book is called Forever and Ever Amen, a memoir of music, faith, and braving the storms of life. It is available right now. We're going to throw a link to it to make it really, really easy to find. Now, how is Randy doing? Do we expect Randy to be back singing anytime soon, or how are you doing?
Every day is a new day. The stroke is it's an interesting thing to go through because no two strokes are the same. So doctors' prognosis is you never know where you're going to end up with a stroke because there's billions of brain cells involved, and every one of them that was damaged bring on a difference in what the aftermath is. And so doctors really don't have any idea of where you stop progressing with a stroke, and depending on where the stroke was in the brain, so we hope he will. He can sing, and he knows every word to every song and every chord to every song. It's just the aphasia that was that the stroke has that's what we're trying to overcome, is the aphasia, the ability to speak. So that left side of the brain portion was affected, and we hope that one day he can get up there and do what he used to do, just the way he used to do it. But in the meantime, we just keep encouraging others, go out and see other musicians, surround ourselves with music whenever we can, and just keep praying that it keeps healing.
We'll keep you in our prayers as well, and I encourage others to do that as well. The book is called Forever and Ever Amen, a memoir of music, faith, and braving the storms of life. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us, and I just want to make sure, I know Randy's listening there. Randy, I got to tell you, I think you've got one of the most beautiful voices God has ever created, so I'm looking forward to the day that you get to step back on stage and share that with the world once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's so sweet.
Well, you folks have a great day. And again, I'm going to throw a link to this book to help people find it. It's called Forever and Ever Amen, a memoir of music, faith, and braving the storms of life. It's available right now. We have a link to it in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Do you know the book Ulysses was once banned in 4 countries? Now considered one of the greatest books of the English literature ever written, James Joyce Ulysses was banned in the United States, Canada, Ireland, and England because of its sexually explicit content. It led the British Director of Public Prosecutions to call it a filthy book.
I've never read it.
Never. Now you probably have it on your summer reading list, don't you?
Have you read it?
No, I've not read it. There's a lot of books I haven't read, like all the ones I was supposed to read in high school. I'm going to get around to it someday. All right. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Fact.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Now, fear this. Time for fun with phobias. You ready for this, Heidi?
I am ready.
I think you might get this one. Probably not. Nepophobia. 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 You'll not get it. Fear of clouds. How in the world would you get that?
Oh, yeah.
Nepophobia. I mean, what does that have to do with clouds? Must be the root word, like, from back in the day or something.
I don't know.
Nepophobia.
I don't know. I would have never guessed that one.
No, I didn't think you would. But it's today's fun.
But I love clouds. I'm not afraid of them.
You're not afraid?
They're lovely.
I think they're beautiful. Especially cute clouds. Those scary dark clouds, kind of afraid of those. Get a little nepophobia going there. Thanks for listening. Today's fun with phobias.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. After allegedly yelling at a group of school children and then fighting with a tree, a shirtless Florida man was arrested. 32-year-old George Ammons was charged with disturbing the peace, and he was booked into Santa Rosa County Jail with a $100 bond. So he was in custody multiple days later because he didn't have the money to get out. So it doesn't say anything about drugs or alcohol, but you almost think that has to be, doesn't it? Or, I don't know, maybe the guy just got an issue of some sort. A suspicious person, they get a call about the suspicious person. It was upsetting
He's
people.
Clearly on something.
Over 300
that's
students.
just not something you would do without some sort of an issue.
I don't know. He was a white shirtless man with blue jeans and a pair of sunglasses, quote, hanging around the children, end quote.
All right.
They got there to find him fighting with a tree.
All right.
Upon hearing this, it says he walked a few feet and then refused to leave and began fighting the tree. So,
All righty.
because the officers came and said, "Hey, you need to leave the kids alone." They're like, "No, I don't," and they went and like karate chopped a tree or something. So, yeah, that's just bizarre.
Well, there you
That's why
go.
it's today's weird news. And I'm not sure what the issue is with the guy, but I hope that he gets the help he needs. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. A man in England has been fined and had his license suspended for driving dangerously because of the amount of fast food wrappers and sundry trash in his car. How much do you need to get in trouble for it? Well, take a listen to this. They pulled him over because he had just stuff everywhere. He was arrested, believe it or not. Doesn't really say why.
He was arrested because he had garbage in his car?
Well, it's because he was arguing with the officers. But he had wrappers and cups and styrofoam containers and receipts and other documents, indiscernible pieces of garbage that were spilling out of the driver's side door, on the dash, behind the gas and brake pedals.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah.
So that's where you gotta make sure. It says that he was inundated with rubbish under the foot pedals. But he got belligerent when he was arguing with the officers, so there you go. Don't do that. And
Where was this?
this was in England. And
Okay, so it wasn't our son.
no, it wasn't. I was going to just say, I don't think our kids are that bad, but our daughter and our son both just have
Awful.
What is this called? Sundry rubbish. I've noticed in their vehicle too. I get in my daughter's every time I get in our daughter's
Disgusting.
car.
Both of them.
I clean out like a bag of
Yeah,
garbage.
me
and
too.
our son is just as bad. I just don't get in his car anymore. So kids, stop it or you'll get arrested. I mean, you heard
There
it.
have literally been times that I've said, "Hey, Troy, will you drive me here?" There's not room for you in my
Yeah,
car.
These cars full of garbage.
Yeah.
It's bad. All right. This is today's moment of duh.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Now, these three things, Heidi, tell me, what do these three things have in common?
All right, I'm ready.
A golf ball,
Okay.
Cabbage Patch doll, and Shirley Temple.
Dimples.
Yes, they all have dimples. So there you go. Golf ball, Cabbage Patch doll, and Shirley Temple. They all have dimples. You know, I always thought it'd be cool. I had friends that have dimples. I don't really have dimples.
You have dimples. You have a dimple in your chin.
Well, that's different, though. So I have a cleft chin. Is that what
You
it's
have
called?
dimples like at the top of your butt crack.
Would you stop it? That's not what I'm talking about. I can't even see those. That doesn't count. No, I always thought it was cool. I had a friend that had, like when he smiled, he had these little dimples. I always thought that was the
they're
coolest
adorable.
thing.
I don't have dimples.
And I actually read a story about a guy who was going to have surgery to get dimples. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that.
That's silly.
And I had somebody that was telling me they liked my chin. They're like, oh, I'd love to have plastic surgery to have your chin. I'm like,
Yeah, that's just silly.
you want me to remove my chin and give it to you? You mean you want to just recreate it? And I have a goatee covering it up because I don't like it. So,
Oh, I like the dimple on your chin. It's
I
cute.
don't know. It's really hard to shave around, I can tell you
Oh,
that.
I bet it
One
is.
more reason to have the goatee.
My thighs have dimples, but they're not supposed to.
Would you just today's these three things.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of ripitgloves.com. Promo code RADIO. That's RIPIT gloves.com. Take a listen to this. Do you remember who your commencement speaker was at your graduation?
No.
I have no idea who mine was. I'm trying to think back.
I
who
think
that
it was only our valedictorian. Like the valedictorian, I think, got up and spoke, and I think that's it. I don't think we had a speaker.
I think we had a teacher. I think
I
it was
know.
Mitch Gaffer, Mr. Gaffer, and any of my classmates, class here on South Dakota, 1994. If you're listening, let me know. Was I right? Is that who it was? I seem to think that he was our commencement speaker. But he did not, although he was a pretty darn cool teacher, he did not do what this guy did. Commencement speaker announces he's paying everybody's school loans. Can you believe that? This really happened. Morehouse College class of 2019.
Wow.
He announced, in addition to being the speaker, the 56-year-old former chemical engineer turned investment banker. He's done okay. His net worth is $5 billion. He's doing all right. He said, on behalf of the 8 generations of my family who've been in this country, we're going to put a little fuel in your bus. He said to the 400 graduating seniors, he said,
Holy cow.
is my class. And my family is going to make a grant to eliminate your student loans. Wow. The gift estimated to be $40 million.
Wow. Gosh, if you've got billions, 40 million is nothing.
But I'm just saying, that is really cool
That's
that he
beautiful,
did that.
yeah.
I've got a link to that story, and I'd also like to, can you guys just adopt me as part of your class?
Yeah, really. Well, we
I
didn't have
honestly-
student loans
No,
anyways.
I don't, but I still think that's really, really cool. I think that is an amazing story. I've got a link to it in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.